Hi, I'm Mark from Main Clinic Supply, and today we're going to show you basic maintenance on your Liberty device. So today we're going to show you how to do the particle filters, replace the inlet filter, and then also the Sieve canisters as well. So we'll do all three of those today, and the only tool you're going to need is a basic Phillips screwdriver, and then possibly a flathead screwdriver if you have troubles getting the inlet filter out. So first thing, of course, we're going to make sure we have a battery removed from our Liberty device and make sure it's not plugged in so there's no power to our unit. We're going to take the Liberty and flip it upside down. You're going to notice two screws right here. So those are going to be the first ones we take out with our Phillips screwdriver. So we'll go ahead and unscrew these. All right, so with both of those undone, we can take this and push it out towards the bottom. All right, so that's those. And then we're going to remove the bolts out of there because our Sieve canisters come with brand new ones. They just like to replace them for the thread locker that's on the bottom side of those, just to make sure they don't back out on us. And just like always, anything that's old, I always separate from the new stuff just to make sure it doesn't get mixed up. So I'm gonna just make a pile of all my old components away from my new stuff. So first thing you can notice is the filter right here. There's a little tab here. Again, you can typically use your finger, but if you do have troubles, you can use a little flathead to get underneath here. But there's just a little tab here we're gonna depress and then pull straight out. And there's our old filter, and this one's pretty dirty, as you can see. So we're going to set that aside as well. And then we're going to put our brand new filter in. So just exact same steps backwards. So we're going to insert it into the side of the concentrator and then push down on the middle part. And it can only fit in there one way. So you don't have to worry about that. So again, we got it in there, and then we're going to push it down to hear that snap. So that's a nice simple filter replacement there. And then now we have our sieve tubes we're going to remove. So do not remove these screws on the side. We're going to remove the screws that are actually in these little cavities here. So there's two on each sieve tube assembly. And again, we're going to use our Phillips screwdriver for that as well. And then don't worry about these screws because we have new ones for these as well. So I just leave them right inside the old columns or sieve tubes. All right, so with all four screws loose, all we need to do is just grab the outside of the sieve tube assembly and then just pull them straight out. Just like that. And again, set your old tubes away from your new. All right, so here we got the cavities that those sieve tubes were in. And they look pretty clean and clear of debris. So now we got our new ones, and you notice they're going to have caps on these. So on the new ones, they always have some sort of thing to block air from getting in. Just helps keep these sieve tubes lasting longer for you. So we're going to remove these orange caps. So you should have two on each one. All right, that one's ready to insert, and it doesn't matter which side they go in. I'm going to set these in this one here and push them into place. remove the caps. Again, push them into place right there. All right, now we have our bag of the new screws. So remember, the long ones were for the cap that goes on, and the short ones are going to be for our columns, or sieve tubes, kind of interchangeable term there. So we're going to go ahead and put these in. And again, just do these hand tight. They don't have to be, too tight on there. These are just what secures it from popping out. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we have our battery cap that needs to go back on. So I'm going to clip this back on. So I always start from the back side and then push it down towards the front. Makes it a little easier. And just make sure it snaps into place there. We're going to take our new long screws and put them in the 2 holes in the front. And again, just hand tight. Doesn't need to be cranked down too hard. All right, so that is our inlet filter and sieve tube replacement. And then to do the particle filters, so there's one on each side here. These look really good right now, so I'm just gonna pop them off here just to show you how it's done. So they have these little tabs. All you need to do is depress on them, and then they pull off just like that. So there's 1 and 2, just right there. So these can just be run underneath warm soapy water, dried off, and then put back on the machine. If they are damaged or misshaped, you can definitely get some new ones to replace on there. And then they'll just go back on the exact same way they came off. So you're gonna see there's kind of 2 indents there. You can see that's where you wanna start that particle filter, and then just push it right on there. Make sure it's all flush. And then same thing on this side, just like that. So that's the particle filters. And then the final step, replacing the sieve tubes, you're going to want to plug your Liberty concentrator into the AC power supply, and you're going to want to run it for about 30 minutes on a setting of 1, and just confirm that there's no sort of alerts or alarms. If there is, more than likely there is something more going on with your device that will require service. So just make sure you do that step before you physically use the machine yourself, just to make sure it's safe to use. But otherwise, it is a pretty safe and straightforward procedure. And again, here at Main Clinic Supply, we do have all of these supplies ready to go for you. So you can always give us a call if those are something that you're needing, and we can get those shipped off to you. I hope you found this video helpful in maintaining your OxLife Liberty concentrator, and you can always reach out to our service and technical department if you do need anything else or any assistance in these steps.